And every day there's a regiment that we do.
Oh,
Like
wow.
like training a soldier preparing for war, figuratively speaking, in order to them to be well built, prepared for
Oo.
this war that we have been preparing for.
Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Eto na, meron po tayong kakwentuhan na isa sa mga nakipagsapalaran, talagang nakipagsapalaran, ano? Doon po sa pagbubukas ng Caregiver Pilot Program ng Canada kahapon. Isa po siya sa mga naging successful, no, na ipasok po niya, nakapag-lodge po siya ng several applications ng kanyang mga clients. And of course, we are here to ask him about his experience and kung ano bang inaabangan o inaasahan pa muli sa mga pagbubukas ng applications in the coming years. Yan. Hello, welcome back. It's been a while, Sir Alan. Mr. Alan Basa, isa po siyang advocate ng mga caregivers po dito sa Canada. Hello, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. O ano, sir, kamusta yung experience po ninyo kahapon?
Well, it's done. That's the thing. We fought the fight. We won the game. It's done.
Oo. How was the experience? Alam mo, actually, sir, isa po kayo sa mga nakita ko nag-post early on. I think almost an hour into the opening, I saw one of your posts. You were asking people, naka-access na ba kayo dun sa page? I think you had some difficulties also accessing it early on. Ganun po ba nangyari?
It's a problem that is common to everyone.
How did you manage to get almost all your applications in?
Yeah, we have 10 out of 11.
Oh, that's good. Good, nice. Opo. So how was your experience, sir? Kasi nakakita po ako, no, ang dami mga nag-react na yung portal daw po, ang hirap ma-access, etc. Many were unable to lodge their applications. Can you share with us more sa experience po ninyo?
Whatever is being heard circulating in the public is the same thing that's happened to us.
So you shared the same frustrations. Ako, I saw many frustrated. Some consultants are posting. Sabi nila, ano ba yan? Hindi raw napaghandaan ng IRCC considering that they have millions of dollars to spend raw po. May ganung mga nagsasabi.
Sabi nga ni Churchill, who said that if you are navigating in hell, keep going. Kami po sa Allwell Immigration Services. First of all, I would like to establish a very important fact and always repeat this. I fought for this program together with caregivers, and it was given to us, and I don't want to be losing in the end game. So I, together with my team, are already expecting a very huge traffic. So IRCC put a system, but of course, you really have to understand sa sobrang daming nag-apply. So, you have to prepare, you know. At the end of the day, ikaw, ako, sila, we're facing the same problem. You know? Ano ba pinagkaiba? Right? Kami sa Allwell, we prepared for this. We have already seen what is forthcoming, no? Kung ano yung mga mangyayari. And the only way for us to succeed is to put up the necessary system, preparation, and people in order to be prepared when faced with this difficult challenge. So, yun ang ginawa namin. I put up, I pulled in people, spend money for it, for them. We are a little bit unorthodox, no, in our approach on things. I was already expecting that this thing will happen or is going to happen. So, matagal po yung preparation namin. It's just not weeks, it's not months, it's probably half a year. So, this is in order to ensure that we will succeed in lodging our client's application. Kaya namin pakawalan yung income. And what is left is a good name that is aligned with our advocacy to serve and promote the well-being and the interest of the caregivers. We put resources to build a very strong team. So we train them and we get the cream of the crop in terms of competence, skills, and not only that, the most important qualification in our company, in our team, is their heart to serve, no? Their passion to serve.
Mhm.
And money will only be the second consideration.
Yeah.
So we put the right people, but their skills and competence is definitely not enough. So it took me uh, a considerable time to really pass on my own philosophy, my own passion to them, so that everybody is aligned in that in that principle. And I was blessed to really have people who only are not brilliant and intelligent in their own field, either uh, technical or immigration uh, matters, no? But also these are people who are with me in my passion to really serve our fellow OFW, migrant workers and caregivers for this matter. And every day there's a regiment that we do,
Oh,
like
wow.
like training a soldier preparing for war. They need to have 10 push-ups a day. They have to jog kilometers a day, so to speak, no,
Mhm.
figuratively speaking, in order to them to be well built, prepared for
Oo.
this war that we have been preparing for. And the most important thing is their heart, no.
Mhm.
So that is why, in the midst of all this difficult situation, when you are in war and you are left with no ammunition, what is left is your heart and the will
Mhm.
to survive.
Oo nga.
So when we were faced in that challenge, no, while I keep on praying and motivating them, I see my associates the burning will to survive, even with tears in their eyes. We were like pinipindot nila yung laptops nila with tears in their eyes because there's an expression of willingness to survive,
Yeah.
right? So
Oo.
doon po magkakatalo ang winner and a fighter, right? So I built associates who have the will to win the fight. And so uh, yung sinabi mong problema po ng lahat yon. So doon magkakatalo, I have said, who will the fighters will the winners will be separated from the fighters.
My question is, sir, no, kasi not everybody is able, let's say, to afford, wala pong extra budget, let's say, to get people like you to help them out in lodging their applications. Do you think it's doable? Is it easy for a DIY nagawin po, DIY?
You know, you're talking about the stake here, no?
Mhm.
Ano bang at stake dito?
Mhm.
If you put value to the to what is at stake, will that amount of money that you will invest too big for that stake?
Mhm. Mhm.
Di ba? Uh, uh, Kwan, compare it to a business. Do you expect profit without investment?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And uh, sa tanong mo, doable ba? Well, you can do it,
Mhm.
but let me ask you this. Bakit ba ni-require ng Canada na magkaroon ng immigration consultant? Bakit pa may course na immigration consultant?
Mhm. Mhm.
Bakit nila ginawang kurso yan? At gumawa sila ng curriculum at training para sa mga taong kagaya ko at kagaya ng iba?
Yeah.
Maybe the simple answer to that is dahil maraming bagay na dapat pag-aralan na hindi available sa ordinary layman. So, although available everything online, but when you're faced with single three words that you get stuck with, that will now define an ordinary layman versus an immigration consultant. Now,
Mhm.
going back, uh, If you think that you can do it, there's no problem with that. Now, second consideration, sabihin mo, wala namang pera.
Mm-mm.
You really have to invest money. Kasi hindi naman po pwedeng librehin mo yung immigration consultant. Kasi may binabayaran silang opisina, may binabayaran silang professional monthly fees, may binabayarang insurance, may binabayarang empleyado, may binabayarang everything, taxes. So hindi mo po pwedeng ilibre yan. So you really have to pay for the professional fees. Mamahal, mura, it varies, but the whole point is that you have to hire their services. Because there's a difference between a medical doctor and a quack doctor. Di ba? Albularyo, di ba? Albularyo can help, di ba? Makakatulong eh. Marami ding nagkalat dyan ng mga nagpapanggap na makakatulong dahil sumikat na sa social media at nagkikwento about immigration, and people start to think that these people might be knowledgeable enough and they can probably do my immigration applications, and they end up to be a failure. And what have they lost? Ano bang nawala? Nawala ang kanilang pangarap. Now, ang pera po, kung mawala yung pera, bumabalik yan. But a lost opportunity is something that once gone, it is gone. You cannot go back and say, ay sayang, pwede bang bibilhin ko ng 4 million yung opportunity na yan? May balik lang kasi hindi ako nakapasok. Not even, no amount of money can bring it back. Meanwhile, nawala yung iyong pangarap. So, yung do-it-yourself po, well, they can do it. Probably some are successful, but most common experiences that I hear is always failure.
All right.
Nasayang din yung perang konti.
Yeah, sige, let's leave it at that. Ano? Sabi nga ni Sir Alan, nasa sa inyo yan. You can actually do it if you want to. The government does not even require applicants to get RCICs if they really don't want to. No? I saw a report. Kasama nga kayo dun sa isang soundbite dun sa Omni News. Ano? I think there's a group of immigration lawyers, shout out kay Luyan, kaibigan po natin, who is thinking, iniisip po nila, mag-file daw po ng kaso sa federal government for the system that was put in place for the caregiver pathway. Bakit daw kailangan first come, first serve, and with all the technical requirements, etc. What do you think about that?
Okay, I'll pick 2 words that you have said to be my keywords. Number 1, first come, first serve. Number 2, technical requirement.
Okay.
So those are the 2 words na nabanggit mo that is worth stressing. Okay? Yung first come, first serve na sinabi mo, wala, how do you, what else can you call this game? Other than first come, first serve? Ano po bang pwedeng itawag dito sa program o sa game na to? Aside from the first come, first serve definition. There is a cap, and the cap or the quota or limit in other synonyms is being set by Immigration Refugee Protection Act, ERPA. That's Section 14, if I'm not mistaken, where Immigration Minister is given that authority to develop a program to boost Canadian economy through immigration program by creating classes of programs, no? But in subsequent paragraph, it says that the immigration minister can only issue permanent residency to a certain class, not more than 2,750, if I'm correct, around that figure, 2,750. That's the limit. The immigration minister can reduce that, but the immigration minister cannot add to that limitation. So kung mayroon pong cap, how will you call the program? Kung may cap, magpuunahan tayo doon. Di ba?
Parang it's the inevitable outcome. Parang ganun. Yeah.
Kasi may limit eh. Kung walang limit ito, hindi naman din pwede kung hindi mo lagyan ng limit, because can you imagine, the immigration program will eat up all the immigration target for permanent resident for Canada in a certain year. Paano na yung skilled worker? Paano na yung mga di ba? Yung mga sa field of medical and health services, di ba? So, again, going back, mayroong limit. So, we have to rush, and it's really a contest.
Mhm.
How can you avoid it? Di ba?
Alright.
Tama yan. So, ngayon,
Yeah.
dito naman sa technical, dahil nga sa sobrang dami na nag-apply, dahil nga sa nababa na yung requirement, marami nang nag-qualify, input versus capacity ang ating problema dyan. No?
Mhm.
So, first of all, I would like to establish this. I support any initiative to save those who were not able because, let's say, for example, ang sinabi nila na computer glitch or nag-crash yung system, okay yun. Because at the end of the day, any of this fight will benefit the caregivers whom I have been fighting for.
Yes.
But, will it be by what's the cause of action? No? Ngayon, kung tayo halimbawa, nag-crash yung system, pareho tayong nagka-problema doon. Sino bang na-spare doon? Sinong na-spare? Ang balik mong tanong siguro is ganito, kawawa naman yon, which ayun din ang sinasabi ko, kawawa naman yung walang immigration consultant, nag-do-it-yourself. Balik na naman tayo sa argument na you know, if you are aware, kahit nga may immigration consultant, hindi man din nakapasok. Ganon din
Marami
right?
din.
Oo. Na ibalik din natin yung napag-usapan kanina. If you realize that this is an important undertaking in your life and the stake is so high for you to just parang baliwalain mo, you really have to invest on this. Put it in the hands of immigration consultant. Again, balik na naman ako dun sa sinabi ko, Canada mismo realizes the fact that immigration field is something that they should regulate by you know, having this as in the hands of professionals, di ba? Because not only that, hindi lang po yung pagpapasok ng inyong application. The thing is that Canada must protect its immigration image by people who can ensure that the integrity of Canadian immigration system is protected. Because this has become a business on the ground. Ngayon, kung yung nagkalat nga ng mga familiar na sa immigration applications, gumagawa, ano nangyari? Ang daming na nabibiktima. Tawagin ko na lang naging popular na naging scammer sila. In the sense na hindi naman sila authorized to practice their profession. But at the end of the day, ang dami pong umiiyak dahil sa kanila pumupunta because they have been popular here in social media. No? And that is what Canada also wants to protect. And that is also the mandate of our profession to uphold the integrity of and reputation of Canada in this in its in its immigration policies and program.
I understand what the point you're driving at. So I can't help but wonder why the government does not require actually RCIC sa mga applicants if what you're saying is, you know.
Yes, so that's a good question. Magandang
Yeah.
tanong yan. And I would follow through by saying that the government should really require immigration consultants.
Oo.
Ang kaso, ginawa ni Canada din, while Canadian government put up a profession for immigration consultant, ginawa namang available online lahat ng information. Di ba? So ano magawa nun? Di siyempre mag-do it yourself.
Yeah. Sige sir, dahil maubusan na tayo ng oras. Ito na lang. Sabi mo nga, no? Siyempre, kahit na yung ibang may consultant, meron pa rin hindi mga nakapasok for sure, ano? So what do you say to those? What's next? Paano yung mga hindi nakaabot? Ano ba bang aasahan po dito sa mga parating na 2026, 2027 when applications will be accepted again?
Well, first, they only they have to wait for 2026 when this program refreshes. And I want to bring in factors of political dynamics.
Okay.
Kung mag-iba ang gobyerno natin, no, that will be a totally different immigration approach. Ang isa east, ang isa west. Hindi po pwedeng yung conservative at liberal ay magmimit sa gitna. Hindi, they will no longer be liberal, they will no longer be conservative in that case. They are positioned in opposite poles. So, kung mag-iba yung gobyerno, then totally, I am expecting a totally different phase in terms of immigration program.
Alright.
So, yun ang aking pangamba. But, if nothing changes in the political, what you call this, dynamics, then this program will refresh and open next year. And that is the thing that this caregiver should prepare. Now, the second thing is that hire a licensed immigration consultant. And secondly, ask the immigration consultant, am I the only one that you will be handling or lodging per associates that you have? Because if I am number 2, then I will not hire you. Because definitely in this kind of game, there is no more space for number 2.
Yeah.
So yun po ang siguraduhin nila, no? Kami sa Allwell, we sacrifice money in favor of assuring, bahala na, marami pa namang pagkakataon na magkapera tayo, pero this time, this involves dream that only passes once in a year or may not even pass again anytime soon, no?
Yeah. Oo, yung sinasabi ni Sir Alan, kasi sa kanila nga, he made sure that one application, isang tao lang talaga mag-handle yan, 1:1. I think it was a wise decision, worked out for you. Ay, last question pala, sir, sabi mo, you were able to lodge 10 out of 11 na applications ninyo. Ano mangyayari po dun sa isa? Ano nangyari po dun?
We will do something we have done something about it.
Alright.
I think, yeah.
Ano po pala yung alternative option? Naku, nakalimutan ko tanong. Dapat pala kanina ko ito natanong. There's another alternative option. Ano po ba yun?
Those are for people who, for one reason or another, cannot do it online. So the alternative is for a paper-based application, but you have to convince the IRCC that there are factors that will justify you to be accommodated through a different format or different mode of application. So,
ano po yung factors na yun usually, sir? Napapayagan?
Well, there's a lot. I cannot name them. It's mahirap din mag-enumerate, no? But these are, let's just say, a generic factor like something that enables you, no, or incapacitates you to do it in its normal mode of application. That, something, it may be handicap, it will be or anything that disables you to apply in the normal mode of application that made you that puts you in a situation of being not in the same playing field, no?
All right.
So abnormality, yeah.
Yeah. Sige, sir. We will end this here. Maraming salamat po, for sharing with us yung experience po ninyo. And guys, if follow nyo si Sir Alan sa kanyang Facebook page.
Yeah, Alan Ralph Basa po.
Ang daming followers ni Sir Alan sa kanyang Facebook. Again, he's an
mas marami sana yan kung sasayaw-sayaw ako, giling-giling. Kaya lang hindi po we have a very unpopular packaging, no, unlikable packaging.
Naku, hindi naman, ang dami. Likeable ka, ang dami mong follow. Talaga, sir. Sige, puntahan nyo na lang po si Sir Alan sa kanyang Facebook page if you want to be updated, especially dito sa Caregiver Pathway. I will end this episode here. Sir, marami pong salamat.
Salamat.
I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah,
Bye.
salamat po.